What old games should be remade? Final Fantasy Tactics, Parasite Eve, Legend of Dragoon, Eternal Darkness. Vice City would be great, but unfortunately Ray Liotta passed away recently. Star Wars KOTOR 1 and 2. Brave Fencer Musashi. Black and White, was fantastic. Even just a spiritual successor, hey, would be nice. Fusion Frenzy. System Shock 2. That game is great in on itself. However, it could be upgraded in graphics and voiceover quality departments. That's all it really needs. Since everything else is great already. It frankly deserves it. Since it had so much impact on gaming overall. System Shock spawned BioShock, which in turn inspired Prey heavily. All legendary games. And still, many games were heavily influenced by them. So it's only fair to give System Shock the treatment it deserves. It deserves a proper remake. Just like Deus Ex and Thief deserve it. They all contributed to game design in many ways. Yet, Thief's remake was heavily dumbed down. And frankly, they shat out a terrible game as a result. Jade Empire, Lemmings, The Incredible Machine, Twisted Metal, 100%, Pac-Man themed horror game from the POV of the ghosts. Death Row, Bomberman is a cool game smiley face. Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines. I'd be down for a full remake of the Siphon Filter trilogy. Bully, Splinter Cell, Fable, PURBLE Place, Club Penguin, Moshi Monsters. And there was this game I played on my mom's iPad when I was younger. It was called Puka's Restaurant. The new Puka games just aren't the same. Smiling Face with Tear, Smiling Face with Tear. Metal Gear Solid 1 with Fives graphics and controls. Legacy of Kain. Both originals and Soul Reaver. Gladius. LucasArts turn-based fantasy gladiator game. Bushido Blade. Demon's Crest. Ocarina of Time. Fallout 1, 2, and Tactics should be remade by Obsidian. RDR. Majora's Mask. While it did get a 3DS remake, it was a shit remake. None. I'd like to see a VR Pac-Man horror game. Sounds strange, but imagine being chased by a fucking ball. Yes. You'd be a ghost. The Quest for Glory series. Or really going back. Graveyardage. Would love to see it on the Madden engine. Battle for Middle-earth 2. Final Fantasy VIII. Koei's PTO. Wing Commander series. Amiga campaign. An updated version of Sid Meier's Pirates. But not turn it into Skull and Bones or Sea of Thieves. Total Annihilation. Chrono Trigger. Le Noir. Unless they did already. Fantasy Life for the 3DS was amazing and they should remake it or make a proper sequel. Kid Icarus, A Boy and His Blob, Castlevania, Rampage. Wasteland. I played the original Apple II version and while the graphics and performance were nowhere near today's, the escape from reality and immersion into its post-apocalyptic world worked nicely with a little imagination. Like there's one part in the game where you enter a sort of cyber-papacy type church in the middle of nowhere whose followers IIRC believe the bomb is a holy thing to be worshipped. Kind of like that one Planet of the Apes sequel. It'd be great to have not a turn-by-turn run through that but maybe a side-scrolling one as you confront nuns with rocket launchers and priests with automatic weapons and robots and other stuff. The original Gex trilogy. In the style of Crash N. Sane or Spyro Reignited. The Gex Deep Cover trilogy. With Dana Gould reprising his role. Mario Party. Always felt like Nintendo was leaving a lot of money on the table by not making a Super Mario Bros. App. Powerston needs a new entry. True crime. Streets of LA. World at War would be cool. Warhawk. I really want to play a modern remake of Unreal Tournament. Alas. Even if such a thing were made, I doubt it'd have the enormous player base of the original's heyday. Kids these days want all the features that were anathema to old-school shooters: matchmaking, classes and loadouts, designed for controllers, consoles. The ridiculous modern gun mechanics that punish you for moving and shooting at the same time. Aim down sight. Cone of fire bloom. Recoil. Utterly horrible. A man can dream though. A man can dream. https www.youtube.com/watch v = VAUOPHQX 5 gigaseconds. Obviously, Blast Core. https://i.imager.com/q6rlwtr.jpg. Super Mario Bros. Hard to find a game that hasn't been remade already. Pitfall? That was one of the greatest Atari games. Nintendo era, I would say Ninja Gaiden. Other than that, I can't think of any that isn't already similar to other games or hasn't already been remade. Frogger. Zombies ate my neighbors. Keep it campy and silly.